Hey everyone, I just wanted to address an issue that I've been seeing. It's about videos on YouTube from psychics. I'm a magician. I can do lots of things. Let's see if I can show you an example real fast. You see this card right here? Watch this. It goes on the hand. It was totally straight. It was absolutely, straight like that. No, that's not straight. Anyway, you get the point. Now, watch what I'm doing to it. I'm using my mind oops, sorry. Oh! Okay. Look, you can see this thing is totally bent. You can see how it goes in. It definitely goes in. I got news for you. I didn't do that with my mind. I'm not going to tell you how I did it because it looks cool. It's a great effect. But it is not done with the mind. That's the presentation behind it. This is how psychics are. Psychics employ a basic principle, basic concept, such as a sleight of hand, and they then try to convince you that they are doing something real, even though they're just doing this technique. The technique that they most often use is cold reading. Cold reading is when you have people who take a simple guess at first. They see him, for instance, TV psychics, John Edward. He's like, I'm getting an M name. I think it's Michael or maybe Mickey or Mitchell. It's an M name. It's something like that. It's a Mick or Mick. I'm seeing a younger boy. He's passed on, and he's talking to this 60-year-old woman. And he does all these things, and he gets all these major hits, and guess what? He looks really good. But it's because he's employing cold reading. He knows statistics, like you know that if a woman is has bad teeth, for instance, that she probably doesn't have a lot of money, which means she's probably struggling in life, probably doesn't have a very good job, doesn't have health insurance probably. You can assume all these things. If she's got a child, which you can find out, you can figure she's probably divorced if she doesn't have a ring on her finger. From that, you can manipulate her. I mean, you can make all kinds of guesses. They're educated guesses, but they're still guesses. And the J name and M names. Alright, you always hear J name and M name. I'm getting a J name, Jonathan, Jacob, Jonah. This J and M are the most common letters to start off a name. Think about it. James, John, Jacob, Joseph, Jonah, Jennifer, Jessica, Jamil. I mean, whatever. There are tons of them. Michael, Mickey, Matt, Mildred, Margaret. I mean, think about all those names. And I bet you know people who had some of the names that I mentioned. And I bet they've crossed over, or some of them. Psychics can be real. I believe that there are some psychics out there. But they're not Sylvia Brown. They're not John Edward. They're not people on YouTube. There are people who actually are so blatant that they ask you to send them questions, and they'll answer it for you. Oh my God. That's the dumbest thing that people can do. Don't ask people questions if they're psychic. If they're psychic, they know what you're going to ask. Alright? That's just simple. But if you sit there and tell them who you want to contact, they're going to contact. I'm going to tell you some things about yourself right now. Although you're confident, you have some insecurity issues. Although you are hard on although others are hard on you, you are the hardest on yourself. Although you don't always do the best you can, you think sometimes people don't appreciate your work. Now, how many statements did that fit? That should have fit pretty well with anyone who's watching this. That's because it's a blanket statement. Almost everyone thinks these things. They use a lot of blanket statements like that. Tarot card readers, that's all that they do. I did tarot card readings, and I'm brilliant. I'm so freaking accurate. But you know what? It's bullshit. I don't understand why people do it. I think it's just for fun, but I think it's manipulative. It's too manipulative. You know, I do card tricks and stuff, but that's what it is. I do things for entertainment only. As such, I'm not going to make you think I actually have powers. So psychics like to use different methods to make you think that they have powers. And it's a psychological fact. Once they get a few what you think are hard-hitting facts about yourself or about your loved one that's passed on, then the misses don't matter. In other words, they might bring up something about a snake and you're like, what the hell? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? And you then soon forget it because they get a few of these major facts right. Plus you want to believe. Cold reading is one of the best methods because it employs some talent. However, what a lot of these people that have the featured videos do is they'll lay out their cards, which by the way are just cards and have no real power behind them. And they'll be like, I'm going to answer your question. Your question was, do you want to, or will I make more money? Let's see. Alright, you're in a job, you're doing good. Yeah, you're going to make more money, sure. Oh, and one of the things that I know, because I used to do tarot readings for entertainment, because some people took it too seriously. If they took it too seriously, I could always go back and say, well, you know, things change. You must have done something, because that's one thing that you say is you say things can change. You know, this doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen because you may make a decision later that can affect the outcome. Oh, then I'm free to say whatever I want as a tarot reader, or as a psychic, as a magician, whatever. Don't be bought in by these psychics, because they're not psychic. They don't have real power. I mean, there might be some that do, but they're not on YouTube. They're pretty crappy. They do terrible jobs on YouTube. So, I have talked for 18 minutes, and now I'm going to have to cut it down to about 5 or 10. It's going to be difficult, but I'm going to do that and see what I can do. And I thank y'all for watching.